Almost 2 years after the Fukushima disaster began, France 24 was given access to the Japanese nuclear power station, a visit under high security.
We're in a protected area of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant at the moment, but before we can go outside we have to wrap ourselves up to protect us against radiation. So here we have it, a hazardous material suit, a personal radiation monitor in my pocket, and last but perhaps most important of all, a full face mask.
The visit began on a bus with the Pacific Ocean on one side and the 4 damaged reactor buildings on the other. Over the last 2 years, the power plant has been cleared, but the debris from the tsunami is still visible, and building number 3 remains in a terrifying state. Here, the radioactivity levels are still very high.
The right side is Unit 1, and the dose is a 1070 microsievert.
The first stop was in front of reactor building number 4, where the workers were about to empty spent fuel from the pool, which has come from the top of the building. It's the first stage in the dismantling process of the nuclear power plant, a long and complicated process.
We will need a considerable amount of time before the Fukushima plant is totally dismantled. The hardest part will be to remove the reactor's melted fuel rods, to isolate them and to store them.
Before leaving, the employees of the TEPCO nuclear power plant checked that the journalists and their material is not contaminated. In all, they've been exposed to 70 sieverts.
By November this year, TEPCO hopes to start removing some of the fuel rods from the pool behind me and putting those into dry casks. That will be the start of a process that will go on to include removing the melted fuel from 3 of the other badly damaged reactors. The whole process is likely to last 40 years.